Good morning, fellow conservationists. My name is Lydia Tackett. I'm also in the Bio 122 Intro to Conservation class. This is my management project for the Siberian cranes. The Siberian crane is one of the rarest cranes in the world and has become the most endangered crane species. It resides in eastern Asia and winters in northern Russia. The crane has become very scarce across Asia due to river damming for industrial use. Without the wetlands, the cranes have been forced to migrate along a very narrow path across western Asia to winter in Russia. My restoration project is centered around providing the cranes a safe haven for travel. Another consistent problem has been hunting of the cranes due to their unique features. The Siberian crane is one of the smaller cranes, only standing at 1.4 meters and has a wingspan of 2.1 meters. It has a prominent red mask that covers its face. Another prominent feature the crane has is its serrated bill, which aids in catching fish. Siberian cranes also have a unique feature where they change to multiple colors throughout their lifetime. Siberian cranes are born blue when they hatch at birth and develop a yellow tint until they finally reach their adulthood with a white color. Siberian cranes have been known to live all the way up into their 60s within captivity, but there has been records of Siberian cranes living all the way up to 82 years old. A particular crane named Wolf lived up to 82 years old and now is the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest living crane. The cranes live within a wetland in the tundra where they spend most of their lives. They make a seasonal journey every year to Asia to mate and hatch, which lasts about 5 months out of the year. This is done in the spring and the summer. The crane's main ecosystem value is that they are able to eat native fish and keep the populations down. During the spring and summer months, Siberian cranes will travel to Asia for mating purposes. They have a particular mating process that involves dancing and singing. Both males and females incubate the eggs. This process of dancing and singing takes about a month before the cranes ever even breed. Siberian cranes are not very social cranes. They tend to show aggression towards other species and travel in small groups with less than 15 individuals. They are the most aquatic cranes, and they spend majority of their life in the water. They even nest in shallow water. The cranes have an interesting feature where they stand on one leg and tuck their head underneath their shoulder to sleep at night. This is done within shallow waters. The cranes have been known as the bully species of cranes. Since neighboring crane species will be in the same area as them, they do not treat them very well. There's been a couple conservational efforts for the Siberian cranes. The efforts have not really produced much as of right now. Most of them are centered around educational values, but the efforts are struggling with Asia's damming of the rivers and not wanting to cooperate very well. My suggestion is for stricter damming laws, hunting laws, and education within Asia and Russia, where the cranes reside. I think this conservation alone of preventing the dammings of the rivers in Asia will be very successful. The cranes are limited to a very small region at which they can travel upon now, since they spend so much of their time in the water. Because they have such a limited amount of space to travel, hunting has become very dangerous to the cranes. Most hunters know exactly where to find the cranes at any given area. I think the educational purposes, if we educate Asia on the importance of the cranes, then I believe that will cut down on the hunting and the damming and help build back the cranes' ecosystems. I also think a breeding program in other countries would be very, very helpful to the cranes, building up their population and then releasing them into the wild at a later date. Success will be based off of if the crane's population at least stabilizes. Right now they're on a very quick decreasing trend. Since Asia keeps damming up their rivers, for industrial use. If we could get the population to even stabilize, I would consider that successful.